There's a big, big sound from the west of the town. It's the sound of the mighty Giants. The GWS Giants have 1 year to prove to me that they are going to be a finals contender. They've got this one season, and then that is it. Hello everybody, Cooper here, and welcome to another rebuild in the series of taking every AFL team to an AFL Premiership. I hope you're all doing very well today. Today, if you haven't guessed, is GWS. So we're going to get straight into it. We're going to have a look at the team. As I said, we've sort of got an older team. We've got Phil Davis, who's one of the last inaugural Giants that they had from back in the day. Coniglio, Green, Whitfield, I think, was a second-year Giant. But yeah, they've got a few older players that have got only a few years left. So they are on the clock. For me, they're on the clock for the team. I certainly want to get a move on, and this rebuild is going to be probably not as drastic as the Gold Coast one, but we'll see how you go. If you got here from the Gold Coast video, welcome back. If you are new to this series, it is exactly what the title says. We'll be taking every single team in the AFL to winning a premiership. We've already done the Gold Coast. We saw that last video. Today we're going to be doing the GWS Giants. We're going to be building around the man on screen, Aaron Cadman. He's a key forward. He was the #1 pick in the 2022 draft. He is going to be the superstar for us of the future. Time to get into some preseason action. This is a simulation after all, so we're going to skip forward. We're going to pick the team. I will be back very shortly. Okay, we have picked the team. I've accidentally clicked off of it, so we're going to have a look at it after we simulate this preseason match. Hopefully we will win. We lose, unfortunately, by 41 points. Not an ideal start to the video. We now have the Crows in round 1. That should be a very interesting fixture, but this is the team that I will be picking largely for the majority of the season, obviously barring injury. As you can see, Bruce is already injured, but we've got Haynes in the back line. We've got Taylor. We've got Kennedy, Iden, Himmelberg, Cumming make up the back line. Whitfield, Green, Ward, Coniglio, Kelly as our midfielders. And we've got Bruce as our main ruckman. Obviously, he's now injured, so we're going to have to bring in Flynn. But he will be the main ruckman going forward. We've got Lloyd, Cadman, and Bedford across half forward, with Green, Daniels, and Hogan as the full forward line. We've got Flynn on the bench normally, along with Ash, Riccardi, Keefe, and Callahan is someone I'm also going to be building around. We're going to bring Phil Davis in for Bruce. Phil Davis can play in the ruck, that's fine. Let's get into round 1. Hopefully we can do all right up against the Crows. We win by a point. Fantastic start. The last quarter was a little bit dicey, but we get there in the end. I will meet up with you guys again in the mid-season draft, or around about the mid-season draft, where we are predicted to have a couple of draft picks. We'll go over the statistics and the general progress of the team, and we'll see how we go. And I will see you guys very shortly. Okay, we are here for the mid-season draft. This is the current state of the AFL. Currently sitting in first. Very happy with our work so far. 8 wins, 3 losses. We have only had one really bad loss. That was against whoever our last game was. But the other loss was 1 point and the other loss was 10 points. So we've been really, really good to start the season. Mid-season draft is here. We've got the 1 draft pick. Hopefully we can pick up somebody decent. You can never have too many ruckmen. So let's go with Toby Murray in the mid-season draft. In terms of statistics, this is where we stand so far. You can see that Josh Kelly is leading the goal kicking with 17. Toby Green is not too far behind him on 16. He has missed a couple of matches with injury. Coniglio is on 14. Hogan and Green are on 13, as is Ash. Cadman's on 11. He's not doing too bad. Leading ball winners are Josh Kelly and Tom Green with over 500. In terms of tackles and marks, that goes to Green and Flynn, respectively. Clearances goes to Coniglio, kicks goes to Kelly, and handballs goes to Keefe. Hitouts actually goes to Flynn, Bruce, and Davis, who have all spent time in the ruck this past year. And in terms of goal kicking accuracy and score assists, Lockie Keefe has actually kicked 14 behind, so that's kind of a bit odd. But apart from that, everybody else has kicked fairly straight. Toby Green's kicked 16 goals for, so that's pretty remarkable. And Lockie Keefe has got 18 goal assists, so that is something to keep an eye on as well. But we've been very impressed with our output so far. Let's see how we go against Richmond. I've only got the one injury to deal with in this game. We'll bring in Cooper Hamilton. He seems to be young and capable. He's only played the 8 career games so far. Let's see if he can do a job against Richmond. We do beat Richmond by 29 points in a very convincing result. We were up big at the 4th quarter and then the lead slightly dripped back a little bit. But fantastic start to the second half of the season. Let's see if we can carry this momentum into the finals. Okay, the season is now finished. We had kind of a disappointing finish to the season. We ended up in 5th. So we do have a home elimination final, but we are at the risk of losing a final and getting out straight away. So yeah, very disappointing end to the season, but hopefully we can bounce back and do okay. We can go unchanged, hopefully. Let's go. Hopefully we can pick up a win here. We do. We survive. We win by 19 points. Very, very good. We move on to play Richmond, who finished in 4th, just above us. Hopefully the team will remain the same. Daniels is injured, so that is a little bit of a problem. We'll bring in Peatling. Right, Richmond, MCG, Saturday night. Can we get a win? We can't. We're out in the semi-final. It is time to rebuild this roster. In my image, we are going to be clearing house. Let's get into it. We had a Carlton Gold Coast Grand Final this year, with Carlton winning 115-110 in a very interesting game. That was also the rematch of the qualifying final they had earlier in the final series, which Gold Coast won at home. So that was very interesting. But if we have a look at the statistics on the year now for our guys, you can see that Toby Green led the goal kicking, 35 goals this year. Kelly got 31, Caniglio got 31. Green kicked 29, Hogan 27, Daniels 26. Cadman's up there with 21. He did an okay job for his first year. We'll try and get that ratio above a goal a game next season. But in terms of the other statistics, these are the numbers that really stood out. So pause if you want to have a quick look at them. Okay, and it looks like Josh Kelly has won the Brownlow, tied with Clayton Oliver on 26 votes. Andy Brayshaw not far behind on 24. I can't see any other Giants on the list. But in terms of the Coleman, it looks like Junior Rioli won that with 37 goals. Toby Green kicked 32 to be our highest leading goal scorer, with Kelly and Caniglio not far behind. And the Rising Star, we didn't have anybody there. And the All-Australian team, as always, don't put too much stock into it because they just pick random players to put in here. Now, we are here in the free agency period. Now, I am going to stay away from free agency this time around. We did use free agency quite heavily not last season, in the last video. But this time around, we are going to stay away from it. We are just going to focus on the trade period. So we are going to skip forward until the trade period opens, which is now open. We'll have a quick look to see what moves have been happening around the league. We can see Clark from Sydney has moved to West Coast as a free agent, as has Orazio Fantasia. Castagna has gone from Richmond to Carlton. Duday has crossed from Adelaide to Port. Jack Silvani has gone to Fremantle, and Melican from Sydney has gone to the Crows. Very interesting stuff that has occurred so far in free agency. But the draft is here. What draft pick do we have? I assume we have quite a high draft pick. We have the 15th overall pick. We'll just have a look at some of the draft players. There is Decker is one player I'm definitely wanting to draft. He's 17 and an 81 overall with very good potential. So if we can get the number 1 pick, whoever holds that, we are going to try and work out a deal with them. That belongs to West Coast. So I'm going to try and do a deal with West Coast very shortly. In terms of our outstanding contracts, I'm Davis. I'm going to let go. Ward, I'm going to let go. Ash, I might trade. I might keep. I'm not really sure how I feel about him. Bruce, I'm going to let go. Keefe, Riccardi, Himmelberg, Fleeton, Flynn. I'm going to find trades for all of these guys. I just want to absolutely clear house and absolutely rebuild the team in my image. Bring in lots of young players, as I normally do, and rebuild this team from the ground up. We have put in a bid for Campbell Chesser for $315,000 a season over the course of 3 years. We're going to be trying to put a deal together for him and the number 1 pick from West Coast. I'm not sure what we're going to trade from our end, but we will figure that out very shortly. This looks like a fair deal to me. We're going to send Ash and the 37th and 56th pick in this year's draft over to West Coast in exchange for the number 1 pick, Chesser, and a future first and second round pick next year. Hopefully we can get the deal done. Fingers crossed we can. Apparently they're insulted by the proposal. What if we take out the second and third round pick and give you pick 15 and pick 37 this year? They're still insulted. Okay, I'm going to work on this trade and I'm going to try and come up with something a little bit better that might entice them. We're going to throw in Grzuski as well in this deal. Hopefully that can get the deal done. Let's be fingers crossed. They're still insulted. What if we take out the future first round pick for next year? We'll just do the future second round pick. They do accept that deal. So welcome aboard Campbell Chesser, and the number 1 overall pick, whose name I've already forgotten. This is what I like to call the golden oldie package. We're going to be sending all of our older players that don't really have a great deal of value to the Adelaide Crows in exchange for pick 7, pick 6, pick 26, and pick 48 in this year's draft. Hopefully they will accept this deal. They're asking for a little bit too much apparently, so let's take our pick 48. We'll keep pick 26 in there. Adelaide have accepted that deal, so we've got 3 more draft picks to our tally. This is just a simple pick exchange that I'm going to get done with Collingwood. We're going to send picks 17, 15, 26 in this year's draft, plus a future second round pick in exchange for pick 2, a future first, second, and third round pick from Collingwood. Hopefully they accept this deal. They're insulted by the deal. Apparently, what if we take out the future third round pick and second round pick from next year's draft for Collingwood? They just send over the 2 first round picks. They say that's extremely fair. We get the number 2 overall pick in this year's draft. Harry Sheezel is going to be my next target. We're actually going to be targeting 3 players from North Melbourne this time around. Sheezel is one of them, and we've got him signed up for a 4-year, $895,000 a year contract. So hopefully we can get a trade done with North Melbourne. Former teammate of mine, Callum Coleman-Jones, has accepted an offer from us. 3 years, $405,000 a season. He is going to be our ruckman for this coming season if we don't find a replacement. So he's either going to be our number 1 or number 2 ruckman. I think he's going to be a good fit for us. And Jackson Archer is the final player in this trade that we're going to be taking from North Melbourne, hopefully. $295,000 a season over 3 years. I think he's got decent potential. He's going to fill a need up for us in the back half. I think he's going to be a good fit. Okay, this is the deal that we've presented to North Melbourne. We're going to send Himmelberg, O'Halloran, Callan Ward, and Stone off to North in exchange for Sheezel, Coleman, Jones, Archer, and the number 3 overall pick. Hopefully this is a deal that they will accept. They are over the moon with this deal, which is quite surprising considering the amount of talent that they gave up. And we get a pick back as well, which I'm also very happy with. I cannot remember for the life of me whether or not I traded for Jamara in the last video, but I'm trading for him again. If I did, I love him. He is so good. So we're going to be trading for him again. He's going to be heading out by a forward line with Cadman. 3 years, $740,000 a season. I think that is a very good deal for potentially a very, very good player in the future. We're also going to pick up Sam Darcy again from the Western Bulldogs, $315,000 a season over 3 years. I think that's a very reasonable deal for someone who's got a lot of room to grow as a player. In this deal, we're going to be sending Alir, Hogan, Daniels, and a future first round pick that we would have picked up in a trade from a previous deal. We're going to be sending them to the Western Bulldogs for Ugle-Hagan, Darcy, and the 5th overall pick in this year's draft. Hopefully they accept. They're saying that we're close to picking up an agreement. What if we take out Alir out of the deal and we throw in, who are we going to throw in? Let's throw in Bedford. What if they take that? They say that's not as good. What if we throw Jones in there? He's got really good potential. He could potentially come something in the future. They do accept this deal. So welcome aboard, not Archer, Darcy, and Ugle-Hagan. We've now hopped over to Hawthorn, and we're actually going to pick up Will Day in a trade. A nice sort of half-back, back pocket player, $525,000 a season for 5 years. We're also going to be trying to pick up the number 4 pick in the draft, is what I'm trying to say. What we're going to give up in this deal, I have no idea, so I'm going to put something together and I will come back shortly. Okay, this is the deal I'm going to present to the Hawks. I think we're probably giving up a little bit too much, but hopefully this will be enough to get the deal over the line. We're going to give up Cumming, Brown, Ware and Hamilton in exchange for pick 4 and Will Day. They should accept this deal. They're extremely pleased. So very happy with this deal. We now have the first 6 picks in the draft, which was my goal at the start of this little draft period. There are 6 players that I like, which we'll go over in a minute. But first of all, we got to figure out which players that we still have that we want to keep. Lockie Keefe should be one of them. In saying that, he's actually asking for a bit of money, and he is on the older side. He is 33, so we might actually look to move him on. But we'll go down the list. We've got Caniglio. We'll probably want to keep him. Toby Green will keep him for another year. Cadman, obviously, we're going to build around. Whitfield will keep. Angwin, I'm not sure. Not sure what kind of potential he has. 82 to 84. So we'll probably look to move him on, better utilize his contract elsewhere. Bruce, depending on how much he's asking for. So he's 28. What if we gave him a 3-year deal worth $445,000 a season? Will he accept that? He wants $551. Look, he can always sign the deal and we can trade him next season if we don't win the Premiership and find someone better. We can always go down that path, so I'm happy to extend him. He is decent, and we're going to keep him for another 3 years. But yeah, going down the list now, I can see that like Tom Green will obviously want to keep, Sam Taylor will want to keep, Bedford. I don't know how I feel about him. Callahan, we're obviously going to build around. Haynes is getting a little bit older, so we're probably going to move on from him in a couple of seasons' time. Peatling's on a rookie contract, so he's fairly cheap for the value that he is. Alir will probably look to move on. Kelly we're going to keep while he's contracted. Ralston will probably look to move on, and then all these guys are uncontracted down the bottom. We'll probably look to do something with these guys in the trade period. So I'm going to keep looking around for players that I like, and then we'll eventually come and put a deal together for these guys. I do want to bring in another really good key forward, and Charlie Curnow is one of the best in the business at the moment. So we've offered him a contract, $1.21 million a season for 7 years. With this deal, I think that will happen to Cadman is that we're going to move him to a forward flank. I think he's agile enough that he's going to be able to do that. We'll put Curnow at full forward, have Jamara at centre half forward. I think it's going to work beautifully. So hopefully we can get a deal done with Carlton. Okay, we've put a deal together with Carlton and they have accepted it immediately. I was not expecting that. I was only just testing out a deal. We've got Bedford, Alir, Anglin and Buckley going to Carlton in exchange for Curnow and a future first round pick. I think that is an amazing coup for us. I'm really happy with this deal. In the meantime, I've also decided to extend the contract of Daniel Lloyd for another 3 seasons. He is on a rookie deal, and as a primary, we've upgraded him to a primary contract. He's asking for $90,000 a year for 3 years. I think that is excellent value for a player of his caliber. Andrew McGrath is going to be our latest target. We've accepted a contract with Essendon, and I didn't actually realize he was a free agent. So we've actually picked him up as a free agent, as Essendon have elected not to match the contract offer that we've put in place. So we've signed him up for the next 3 years, which on a very affordable deal, $665,000 a season. Our last big contract offer that we're going to go in for is for Angus Brayshaw. I know he's just retired, and this probably isn't the most realistic signing, but I think he can add a lot to our team off the half-back line. We've brought him in on a 6-year deal, $975,000 a year. I think that is excellent value for someone of his talent, and we're going to try and work out a trade with Melbourne shortly. Okay, in this deal, we're going to be sending Faye, Haynes, and Kennedy off to Melbourne in exchange for Brayshaw and 3 future picks. We're trying to get as much money off the books as we can to fit Brayshaw under the cap. Hopefully this deal will get it done, and they are ecstatic with the deal. Let's actually have a quick look at our salary cap situation. What is it currently sitting at? We have got just over $1 million left in the salary cap. That's obviously not taking into consideration players that we're going to be bringing in during the not the free agency period, the draft period. So we're going to be paying all of those draft contracts that we're going to have to be doing. But everybody else, I'm quite comfortable in letting go. We might actually offer Lockie Keefe a contract. We'll offer him a 3-year deal. I know he's going to get worse. But we'll just offer him a deal. Actually, I don't really want to. We'll let him go. And we might be able to pick him up in the draft on a much cheaper contract. So we'll see what happens there. But that is going to do it for the off-season period. I think we've gotten a lot younger and hopefully a lot better in the process. We've culled a bit of the fat. I'll be looking to improve on that 5th place finish in the next season. But let's skip forward to the draft now. Okay, first pick of the draft. It is not even a question. We're going to be taking Decker, 82 overall, 90 to 99 potential overall. He is going to be an outstanding player who's going to play from day one. Draft pick number 2 is also going to be a small forward. We're going to be taking Carter Hale, 91 to 99 potential, 75 overall. He's going to be a very, very good little forward for us. Next up, we've got Tattersall, Jet Tattersall. He's 93 to 99 potential, 75 overall, playing off that half-back line. He's going to be essential to our youth movement going forward. Next up, we're going to take a midfielder, Chase Fisher. He's going to play as a line-breaking midfielder. He's going to be good. He's got really good potential, and that is basically what I'm looking for in these draftees. Guys with decent ability, but have really good potential, and he certainly fits that bill. We've got 2 draft picks left. We've got the choice of Birch, O'Keefe, and Bickford, who is a ruckman. I'm going to be taking O'Keefe and Bickford with these draft picks. They just fit a lot more of a need than another half-back. So let's go with Antonio O'Keefe. And as I said, we are going to be going with Bickford. Later in the draft, we're actually going to be picking up Jake Stain, who was a player that was actually on our list later. He was on the Gold Coast list, not on our list. But we're going to be moving him across. He's going to be a nice key defender for us, a nice reserve key defender. He's going to fill the role quite nicely. We needed a key forward, and McLean is fitting that bill absolutely perfectly. He's 24 years old, 81 overall. He's just going to be a backup at this point of his career. He's going to be really, really good for us, just doing that role nicely. Next up, we're going to be taking Sam Mays, who I believe used to play for Fremantle? Western Bulldogs. I was wrong. But he's a tagger. We don't actually have too many taggers on the list, so it'd be nice to have one. He's going to do a very nice job for us. We're now going to be taking Jones, the 82 overall, 82 to 86 potential player. He looks like he's going to be a good fit for our roster, so let's bring him in. We need a backup ruckman. I'm just going to take McAndrew. He seems experienced, 23 years old, 72 overall. He's been around the block a little bit. Let's take him. Our next key forward option is actually going to be O'Reilly. We're going to be taking him, 72 to 81 potential. He's been in and around the league before, so let's take a punt on him. We've got the last pick in the draft. Let's take Zach Langdon. I think he's probably the best player available. I do like him. We're going to bring him into the fold, and hopefully he can do a good job for us. That completes the national draft. We now have the rookie draft, which hopefully we don't have too many draft picks in. We've got 3 picks. Let's have a quick look at what we need. Okay, so we've got 8 forwards, 4 key forwards, 13 mids, 5 rucks, 7 defenders, 8 key defenders. So my initial reaction is that we need forwards and key forwards. So let's, I don't want to exit. Let's have a look at some forwards and key forwards. Let's have a look at Seth Campbell. We'll take a punt on him. Our next pick is going to be Martin. I don't know who Martin used to play for. It looks like he was in the Bombers reserve team. So we're going to have a little punt on him. 72 overall, 72 to 78 potential. Looks like he can do a job for us. And with the final pick in the draft, we may as well take another forward. Let's take Sidis. Used to play for the Gold Coast, and we're going to bring him over to our team now. That is the drafting period done. We are now going to assign the Guernsey numbers, which you guys know by this point I'm very anal about. So I will be doing this off camera as always, as it does take me forever. I like to do this. It's very personal for me. So I will do this off camera, and I will meet up with you guys for the start of preseason. Okay, I've put my team together for this upcoming season. We do have a couple of injuries at the moment. We actually have 4 injuries, which is technically more than a couple. So we'll go over those just quickly. We've got McGrath, Caniglio, O'Reilly, who I don't really plan on playing at all really this season, and Iden, who are currently injured. Hopefully they're not long-term injuries. I haven't looked them up just yet. But this is the team that I've put together for pre-season. We've got Tattersall playing in the back pocket. We've got Sam Darcy, who's doing very well. Hopefully is going to do very well, I should say, this season. We've got Jackson Archer, who's going to be playing in the other back pocket. Will Day off half-back with Sam Taylor as our key defender, our centre half-back. Angus Brayshaw is going to be playing off the other half-back flank. And we also should probably put Jackson Archer on kick-outs. I've just decided we're going to do that as well. Lockie Whitfield's going to man up one of the wings with Tom Green in the centre. Finn Callahan's going to be on the other wing. We've got Callum Coleman-Jones in the ruck with Josh Kelly and Sheasel as our rovers. On the half-forward line, we've got Decker, who was the number 1 pick, Jamara, and Cadman. I've moved Cadman to a half-forward flank to make room for Jamara. And in the full-forward line, we've got Toby Green, Charlie Curnow, and Carter Hale, who was another one of our pickups in the draft this past year. On the bench, we've got Bickford, Perryman, McMullen, Fisher, and Chesser. And then our other guys are just going to play in the twos for now. So this is basically the team that we've got. We'll confirm the lineup. We've got our first preseason match, which is actually against Adelaide. But before we do that, we want to have a quick look at the injuries. We can see that Caniglio is going to be out for a while with the dislocated shoulder. So unfortunately, that is just something we're going to have to deal with for the time being. McGrath's got syndesmosis. He's going to be out for 3 to 4 weeks. O'Reilly's got a concussion, which hopefully won't take too long for him to get over. So it says he's only going to be out for a week, but as I said before, I don't really plan on playing him all that much. And Iden is also out with a bulging disc, and he's going to be out for a long period of time. I plan on sort of reaching the top 5, much like we did last season. If we can sort of get in the top 5 and sort of get a similar result as to what we got last season, I'll be pretty happy. I don't expect to make a grand final this year, just based on the amount of turnover that we've had in the past year. But we've got this match up against Adelaide. It's at home, actually, so this should be a fairly comfortable win for us. Adelaide probably a couple of years behind us in terms of development. We do get the win, which is good. 41-point winners. Big fourth quarter, actually. Actually, big second half for us. Yeah, 11 goals to 9 in the second half. So really high scoring second half. These are the major ball winners. It looks like they had majority of the ball, but we were just able to kick more goals than them. And our round 1 opponent this year is St Kilda. It's another home game. Hopefully we come back. We've got 2 more injuries. We don't really have any more half-backs, unfortunately, because a lot of them are currently injured. We have to go to Jermaine Jones, who's going to have to do a role for us. And for Brayshaw, I'm not sure who's going to replace Brayshaw. Let's have a look. He's not a half-back, but he's 165 centimetres tall, so I feel like he's qualified. And Antonio O'Keefe is going to play on the half-back line. So, yeah, we've got 5 injuries to start the year, which is not an ideal place to be. We're going to confirm the lineup. Hopefully we can win in round 1. That'll set us on a good course for the remainder of the season. We lose, unfortunately, by 27 points at home. Although we did mount a bit of a comeback in the fourth quarter, it just wasn't enough. Unfortunately, Cadman kicked 4, so that's good to see out of him. Good form to start the year. But I will be back at the mid-season draft. We'll just see how we are, and then we'll reevaluate our team's expectations from there. Okay, we are back in the middle of the season. We're actually 6-5 at the moment, so we're currently sitting in 7th. We're actually at the bottom of the ladder at one point, and we've really fought back in the last 5 games, winning 4 of our last 5 to really ramp our way back up the ladder. Carlton and Melbourne have got off to really hot starts. Carlton have only lost their last 2 games. They were 8-1 at one point. Melbourne currently 10 wins and 1 loss, so they appear to be the team to beat. But if we have a look at the statistics, we will have a quick look and see how the team has gone. Looks like Charlie Curnow has kicked 13 goals, as has Hale and Coleman-Jones. Jamara's kicked 11 in 9 games. Tom Green and Toby Green, as well as Cadman, have all kicked 11 goals. So it looks like we're sharing the love a little bit in the forward line, which is nice to see. In terms of ball winners, Josh Kelly is leading that with 528 disposals. Sheasel, Bickford and McMullen aren't too far behind. Bickford's leading the marks. He's got 45 marks. Tackles is Josh Kelly. Clearances is Harry Sheasel. And the hitouts is Bickford as well. However, if we look at goal kicking accuracy, this is where we've really let ourselves down. McMullen's kicked 7 goals, 19. Toby Green, 11 goals, 16. Fisher's kicked 4 goals, 15. Josh Kelly, 9 goals, 14. Bickford, 4 goals, 12. We're really not kicking all that straight, and it's really cost us a couple of games, so we could be a lot higher up the ladder if we kick straight. Score assist is pretty good. Hale, Bickford and Green each have 14. Perryman has 12. And Fisher has 10. I've been pretty happy with the second half of this first part of the season. We just got to maintain the recent form we've been in, and we can probably get a top 4 finish potentially. But that brings us to the mid-season draft. We have 2 picks. I'll be curious to see who is available. I can see that Liam Henry is available. Now, I wouldn't mind getting my hands on another forward, but we'll have a look who is here. There's a few older players. These guys tend to regress fairly quickly, so we might actually stay away from these guys. But Liam Henry might be the pick, so I'm going to go find him and draft him. Okay, here he is. Oh, actually, Roses is here. I don't know why he's not recommended. Probably because Liam Henry has the high potential. We'll draft Henry, and then we'll see what we can do with our second pick. I think we're going to take Jordan here. I don't know what his first name is. James Jordan. I can't tell which team that is, but we're going to take him. 85 overall, 85 to 91 potential. He seems to be the pick. I don't know if I'll actually play him, but he is just going to be a good depth option, and hopefully we can re-sign him in the off-season to a relatively cheap deal. We now have the Sir Doug Nicholls round, which I will quickly show you this, guys. We will play this game. When I say play, I mean simulate, but you know what I mean. Let's have a look at who is back from injury. So we've got Tattersall, who is injured. We'll bring in Jackson Archer, who's been really good as a sub so far this year, I've found. Looks like Tom Green is back, so we're going to bring Tom Green into the side. He won't be the sub. We might put Campbell Chesser as the sub. We'll bring Green back as our centre, and then Caniglio can be on the bench. Is anybody else back from injury? You should probably check this. Sam Taylor is back, which is good. He can come in for O'Keefe, who's been okay, without being outstanding. He was playing on halfback for a little bit, but now he can go back into the reserves, and I think that will just about do it. As the other injuries, Iden is still out, unfortunately. But this is probably the strongest the team has been since the start of the season. I'm quite happy with how it is currently. Let's go to that Campbell Chesser. I'd probably kick out duty. Is that what it would be? Yes, it was. Okay. So this is probably the strongest the team has been since the start of the season. So let's see if we can beat Geelong. It is in Geelong, which is always a tricky game, but let's simulate, see how we go. Win by 10 points. So the hot run continues. Looks like Caniglio kicked 3 goals on his return, and Tom Green got 46 touches as well. Currently sitting in 4th, but I don't expect that to last for long, as we've probably played a game more than everybody else. But I will be back for the end of the home and away season. Okay, we have finished the season in 6th. We had a mixed bag of results in the back half of the season. We had a little bit of a losing streak, and then we built it back up again towards the last sort of 6 or 7 games in the season. But we finished winning 4 of our final 5 games. We are going to play Port Adelaide at home in a elimination final, it looks like. So I'm hopeful that we'll win that, and hopefully we can get past the semi-final this time around. But we've finished basically about where I predicted that we would finish. So I'm pretty happy with the result, but obviously we want to be making progress each and every season. So if we can get past the semi-final phase this season, and that will hopefully get past, the next phase in the next season to come, if we don't win the Premiership this year, that is. But yes, elimination final up against Port Adelaide, as I said. We've had a pretty good run with injuries, I will say. We've currently got the 4 injuries. We'll just have a quick look to see who that is. Toby Green is one of them. Cadman is back, which is good. We'll bring him in for Henry, who admittedly has not been doing a bad job, but I honestly want to give as much game time to Cadman as I can. Sam Taylor is back, so we're going to bring him in for this clash against the Power. And then we'll have a quick look to see if there's anybody else that we need to bring in. I don't think there is. So we'll confirm the lineup. Hopefully, we can get past Port in this game. It is a win or go home mentality. We got to win to stay alive. Let's see how we go. We win by 59 points, 19 goals, 22 plays, 10 goals, 17. So big final quarter, you know, really helped the cause. But it was really the big sort of second quarter that set the game apart. You know, 7 goals to 2 in that second quarter. Chesser kicked 3, lots of multiple goal kickers, lots of major ball winners as well. So really good result. We now have Fremantle away, who they would have lost their first final up against Carlton. So this is a tricky fixture. Going to Perth is never easy. And they're all going to be away games from here. Perryman is out now. We've now got 6 injuries, so somebody else got injured in the reserves. So I'm not sure who that would have been. Let's have a look, see if we can figure out who it was. It would probably be O'Reilly. Or it might have been Lloyd, I don't remember. But who are we going to bring in for Perryman? I'm going to bring Chase Fisher in for Perryman. That's what we're going to do. So we've got a lot of midfielders on our bench, but I'm very happy with the depth that we have in that position. One thing, if we have another season, a position I would like to upgrade are the key defender and key forward positions. Not necessarily upgrade, but just get a bit more depth, because we are a little bit light in those areas. But Freo away, always a tough game. They did finish in second, so let's see how we go. We win, 36 points. Again, didn't kick straight, but at the end of the day, as long as you win, that's the main thing. Here are your major ball winners and goal kickers. Let's move on to the prelim final, where we are playing top of the ladder, Melbourne. Wow, okay, this is going to be tough at the MCG. Boy, oh boy. Okay, Whitfield is injured now, so hopefully Perryman is back. He isn't. Okay, so it looks like we're going to have to promote somebody from the bench. Who do we go with? Campbell Chesser's probably the most qualified, so we'll go with him. Oh, I see that Callahan is back, so we'll bring Callahan back. That's what we'll do. I'm not sure if he was back last week, but it doesn't matter. We'll bring in Callahan, and Chesser can stay on the bench. And then we'll swap Callahan to the right wing, and Caniglio can play on the left. Let's hopefully win this game. We've gotten further than we did last season, which is a tick. But obviously, with getting so close, we want to make the grand final. Let's make that a reality. Unfortunately, we don't make it. 32 points we go down by in the end. Really big third quarter by Melbourne. They kicked 5 goals to 2. We were never really close after that, unfortunately. But they are probably the better... excuse me. They probably were the better team on paper, so, you know, rightful winners. But unfortunately, we have to pack our bags, and hopefully we can make some strides towards getting a little bit further next season. Let's have a look at the fixtures, see what happened. Melbourne did win the Premiership in the end, so I'm not exactly surprised with that result. And Carlton ended up losing. So they were probably the 2 best teams all year. Carlton did finish below Fremantle, but... that is a little bit disappointing. We'll have a look at the Brownlow medal winners. It looks like Cripps won that, with Atkins coming in second. I don't see any Giants. That's incorrect. I see Sheasel and I see Green. Josh Kelly, who won it last season, if I remember correctly, is not on this list, oddly enough, which is a little bit strange. Coleman, it looks like Hale was our leading goal kicker. I haven't looked at the stats yet. We'll have a look at that in a minute. But Cripps also gets the Coleman, which is a little bit funny. And rising star is Bickford, who was our backup ruckman. Had a fantastic season coming off the bench, contributed heavily when Coleman Jones was off the field. And the All-Australian team, normally I wouldn't put too much stock into this, but Cadman did make it, as did O'Keefe, who did play a significant amount of time because Taylor did get injured at certain points in the season. So to have 2 guys make it is pretty cool. We'll have a look at the statistics now. So at the end of the season, looks like Hale led the goal kicking, 35 goals in his debut campaign. Sheasel kicked 33, Jamara kicked 30, Curnow 29, Decker kicked 26 in 19, so he had a really good campaign. Had he played a few more games, he probably would have led the goal kicking. Tom Green kicked 25 and Coleman Jones kicked 24. Cadman was pretty good again, kicked 23, which is about par on what he got last season. But we had a really good run of things. Disposals was Harry Sheasel. Bickford, our backup ruck, was actually in second for disposals, which is quite funny. Tom Green and Josh Kelly both got over 1,000 disposals as well. Bickford and Sheasel led the marks. Josh Kelly led the way with tackles. In terms of clearances, that went to Bickford and Tom Green. And hit-outs was Bickford and Coleman Jones, who played every game, which is nice to see. In terms of accuracy, we did have a few inaccurate players, but for the most part, in the second half of the season, we did kick fairly straight. So I was pretty happy with that outcome. But Bickford kicked 19 goals, 28, not ideal. But our forwards generally did a really good job. It was the midfield that really struggled. In terms of score assists, Hale led the way there with 30. Green had, Tom Green, I should say, had 26. Toby Green had 24. Josh Kelly and Bickford had 23 apiece. The trade period is now open. Now, usually, in my experience, the draft pool for the second season is not that good. And if I look at it now, I am proven correct. No real players with any decent potential in this top half of the draft pool. So we're probably going to focus on trades this year. If we look at our player contract situation, we can see that Cadman is currently out of contract, as is Bruce. I thought we signed Bruce to an extension, but he didn't actually play any games for us this year, so I'm actually quite happy to let him go now that we've got Bickford and Coleman Jones. Peatling was really good. He was on a rookie deal, so I'm going to be happy to bring him back for 3 years, $90,000 a season. Looks like we've got plenty of money in the budget, so we should be able to bring him back. He's actually unhappy, so he won't be able to sign with us, so we'll probably look to trade him. Perryman is outstanding, or is out uncontracted, I should say. So we'll look to bring him back. His morale is very high, which is good, considering he wasn't always first choice to be in my team. I thought he would his morale might be actually a little bit lower than that. We're going to offer him a 3-year deal initially, just to see what the market's like. He wants over $1 million a season. I'm not sure if I'm ready to commit to $1 million a season for Perryman, considering he didn't really play all that much. He did play, don't get me wrong, but he didn't play every single game. And we've got a lot of young midfielders coming through. So I'm not really sure what I want to do there. Jordan, we'll look to bring him back. We'll promote him from the rookie list. We'll give him a 3-year deal worth $90,000 a season, he has accepted, which I'm very happy with. We'll do the same for Liam Henry. He does have a lot of potential. So 3-year deals, $90,000 a season. Hopefully we can bring him back, which he is coming back, which is good. Our other rookie listed players, I should say, we're just going to delist. I think I don't see a lot of value in them, and we can always bring back or bring in different players through the mid-season draft, the rookie draft, and the national draft, although I will be focusing primarily on trading this season. As things stand at the moment, I have $1.3 million worth of cap space. I am mindful that a lot of the contracts that we drafted, a lot of the players that we drafted last season, their contracts expire next year, so they come off the books, but then we've got to bring everybody back. So that's just one thing I will keep in mind. One thing I will do now is look at the contract of Ian Decker. I know he is expiring at the end of the 2025 season. So if we look to extend his deal for 4 years, what kind of money would he be after? $738. I'm going to put a deal together, because a little trick that I found is that I'm not going to offer him $738 over the 4 years. I'm going to give him the same amount of money that he's on for the 2025 season, and then I'll up his contract a little bit over 2026 through 2028, and that way it will average out to $740 is basically what I'm going to do. So I'm going to do that in just a second. Okay, he has accepted a contract worth 4 years, $740,000 a season. The first year is going to be worth $260,000, and then the remaining 3 years are going to be $900,000 a season. I'm very happy with this deal, as we've locked him away for another 4 years on a fairly team-friendly contract, I would say. Aaron Cadman has also signed a contract extension for another 3 years worth $275,000 a season. This is a fantastic deal for us. He is going to grow into a fantastic player into the coming seasons. I'm very much looking forward to using him as the save file goes on, and hopefully we can win a premiership with him fairly soon. Okay, we have offered a contract to Jack Silvani. He is going to be our backup sort of key forward position player should we get an injury to either Jamara or Charlie Curnow. So we've signed him, we've offered him a contract, I should say. We haven't signed him just yet. For 4 years, $665,000 a season. We're going to work out a trade with Fremantle as he did move there last season as a free agent. Hopefully we can get a deal done shortly. Okay, the deal we're going to do is we're going to send pick 15, 17 and 18 plus Bruce to Fremantle in exchange for Jack Silvani, a future first, second and third round pick. They should accept this. This is a good deal for both teams as we moved on some draft picks that we're not going to use, and then we get a good player plus some assets in return. So let's make this deal happen. They're ecstatic with the deal. That is fine with me. Welcome on board, Jack Silvani. Okay, this is a fairly straightforward deal that I'm going to put together to Port. I'm just sending away some of the players that we drafted last season that did not play any games for us in exchange for some future picks. Hopefully they accept this deal. They're also very happy with the deal. So that just clears up a bit more cap space so we can sign some more players in the future. I'm very happy with this deal. Very similar deal here that we're going to do with the Suns. 3 players for 3 picks. Fairly straightforward deal here. Let's just put it through. And that's another deal done. One last deal we're going to do before the trade period close is we're actually going to send Iden off to the Western Bulldogs in exchange for 4 future picks. He's making about $350,000 a season. I just want to clear up as much cap room as I can in anticipation for next season where we're going to have to sign all of those other young players that we've drafted last season. So we're just moving him on, bringing more draft picks in. We'll use those draft picks for something in the future. I'm not exactly sure what. Hopefully we won't have to worry about it as we'll win a premiership next year, but that is the goal. And they actually say that we're actually asking for too much. So we'll get rid of one of the draft picks. That is absolutely fine. Let's just do the first 3 picks. First 2 picks. Just 1 pick. Okay. Maybe I was asking for a little bit too much there. Okay, I did concede into Harry Perryman in the end. We did offer him a deal worth $1.035 million a season. I've given him 9 years. It's actually cheaper to offer him a longer contract compared to a shorter contract, but I have back-ended the contract, so it's only going to count for $871,000 next season. We are a little bit over the salary cap, so I'm hoping that we will be able to rejig some of the contract stuff before the season's up. Before the new season starts, I should say. There's usually an option to say that we can do that, but we'll see what happens when we get to that point. Trade period for us is now done. I'm going to delist the uncontracted players. We move towards the national draft. We only have 5 players to draft this year, just because we've already got most of our roster organised. Let's just see. We'll draft the best players available. Marlon Pickett, we're going to bring him in. We can always use another. Actually, I changed my mind. I've seen Dunstan up here. We're going to take Dunstan. He's 84 overall, 84 to 88 potential. Looks like a good pickup. I can also see that Miles Bergman is there. So let's draft him once we can find him. Here he is. We've found him. 88 to 98 potential. He looks like he is going to be a fantastic fit in our sort of background midfield rotation. Should an injury ever happen. We've drafted 2 midfielders. Now we need to solidify the key defender and key forward positions. We're going to take Jake Waterman. I believe his name is Jake Waterman. Yeah, Jake Waterman. I don't remember who he used to play for. He might have played for West Coast. I don't remember. But we're going to bring him in. 85 overall to 89, 85 to 89 potential. We're going to bring him in, and he is going to be one of our key forward options. And with the next pick, we're going to be taking a key defender. We'll see who the best one available is. That's a little bit older. Ben Mackay is here. Let's bring him in. Why not? And with our final pick, we're going to take Kane Turner, who can sort of play off the half-back line. He's just another backup option in that area should we ever get an injury. We now have the rookie draft where we're required to select 4 players. Again, we're just going to try and pick the best players available. We're going to take Collier here. He's an 84 overall. Let's bring him aboard. Going after another key defender now, we're going to be taking Joel Hamling, 83 overall. He's 31 years old, very experienced player. Let's add him to... Where's my voice gone? Good Lord. Much better. We're going to add Hamling to the team, and let's see how we go with him. I was looking in the top right, and it said that Fisher McCasey is still available. He was there last time. I didn't take him. I'm going to take him now before somebody else does. He is 23 years old. Unfortunately, he is retired in real life, but he has excellent potential on the game, 89 to 96 potential. We are going to add him to our key forward department. With our last pick, we're going to be adding another ruckman. We're going to be taking, I think it's Max Lynch. Is that right? Actually, no, we're not. We're going to take Flynn. He was on our list in the first season. We're going to bring him back. Here we go. Matt Flynn, welcome back. And that is the draft done. All of our drafting stuff is done. We didn't need to adjust any contracts, which is good. We're going to assign some Guernsey numbers now. Because we didn't draft anybody this year, I don't really care about the Guernsey numbers too much. It's more for the new players. I like to add the Guernsey numbers more to the new players than I do the players that already exist. But we'll give Silvani number 11. That just feels nice because he normally wears number 1 for Carlton, so he gets the 2 ones for Silvani. Mackay can wear number 20, and we'll just give random numbers to everybody else. But that will do for this part of the video. We've got to move on to the pre-season. And our first pre-season game this year is up against Port Adelaide. Now, we are probably positioned to make a grand final this year. That is my goal. We made a semi-final 2 seasons ago. Made the the preliminary final last year. We got to take that next step, make a grand final this year. That is the goal. Ben Mackay, you are not going to be starting in my team. As much as I like you, we are going to have Sam Darcy in that position. That position is his, and you are not going to be there. You can stay on the bench. Poor Toby Green. He's regressed to a 63 overall during... I think he was an 84 overall in the off-season, and then we're in the trade period. And I considered trading him. I was like, no, I'll keep him for another year. But now he's a 63 overall, so he's not really going to play for us this year, unfortunately, the captain. We're going to have to find a new captain. I don't know who that's going to be, but I need to put the team together, and we'll come up with something. Okay, I've put my team together, and it's going to look a little something like this. We're up to an 85 overall now for the team rating. Andrew McGrath is going to play in the back pocket with Sam Darcy and Will Day as our other back pockets. Angus Brayshaw. I think I called him Andrew Brayshaw the other day in like a previous video, which is a little bit strange. But anyway, Sam Taylor is going to be our centre half back with Tattersall as our other half back. Our midfield is stacked. We've got Whitfield, Green, Callahan, Sheasel, and Josh Kelly, along with Bickford in the ruck. We've also got James Jordan, Caniglio, and Perryman on the bench. I don't know why Jordan's there. I might actually change that to somebody else. We've got Jack Silvani on the half-forward flank with Jamara. Actually, we might change Cadman to the half-forward flank. We'll put Jack Silvani at full forward. Jamara at centre half-forward with Carter Hale, Liam Henry, and Ian Decker in the full forward line. Matt Flynn is going to be our backup ruck because Callum Coleman-Jones currently has an injury. Jordan will swap for somebody. Ben Mackay, Caniglio, and Perriman make up the bench. Who are we going to bring in? We're going to bring in Chase Fisher. I just like him better than Jordan. And he's one of our younger players, so we've got to give him the game time as well. Toby Green, so sad. He's a 63 overall now. But we're pretty stacked across the board. So I'm expecting to make a grand final run this year. We've got Port Adelaide in our first pre-season hit out. What are the current injuries? I didn't actually look at that before. We should probably look at that now. CJ's got an inactive shoulder, dislocated shoulder. He's going to be inactive. Charlie Curno's also dislocated his shoulder, and Jackson Archer's got a meniscus issue, which he's dealing with at the moment. So, not ideal, but can get around it. We do win our pre-season game by 30 points. Fairly comfortable hit out for us. Never really looked like losing. Look at round 1. We'll see how we go. We've only got the one injury to worry about, which is Cooper Hale. It's not Cooper Hale, it's Carter Hale. I don't know why I said his name's Cooper. That's my name. Let's put McCasey up there. I know he's kind of tall to play on half-forward flank, but we'll play him there. Why not? Round 1 is here. We've got Hawthorn at home. Should be a fairly comfortable victory. No, we lose. That's surprising. Hawthorn kick 8 goals to 2 in the final quarter to come away the winners. That is surprising. Flynn led the goal kicking with 3 and got the most disposals with 51. So got to keep an eye on that. But I'll meet up with you guys as always at the mid-season draft. We'll see how we're going. We'll look at the statistics as always. I'll be back very shortly. Okay, we have reached the halfway point of the season, and again, we are in 6th. Not really surprised. 7 wins, 4 losses. We lost the first 3 games of the season, and we've done really well since then. So to be 7-1 in our last 8, very, very happy. We're going to continue this form into the back half of the season, hopefully push for a top 4 spot, get the double chance, and then hopefully make a grand final. That is the plan. As we look at these statistics, we can see that Decker is actually leading the goal kicking with 14 goals in 11 games. Cadman's kicked 13. Carter Hale's kicked 12. Green, Kelly, and Mackay, Henry, and Silvani have all kicked 11. So we're really sharing the love in the forward line, which is good to see. Disposals is Josh Kelly. Ben Mackay is actually getting a lot of the ball, which is a little bit strange. I don't fully understand that. But he is doing very well. Kelly and Sheasel, Silvani, and Perryman are doing well in the marks. Callahan's got the most tackles on that wing. Clearances is Kelly. And the hit-outs is Flynn, who's played the majority of the first half of the season in the ruck. Bickford spent some time there, and McCasey has as well due to injuries. In terms of inaccuracy, Jamara is actually leading the way with the most points. He's kicked 9 goals, 13 this year. So not kicking as well as he did last year. Hopefully he can turn that around in the back half of the season. Liam Henry's not doing too bad. He's got 11 goals, 13. But for the most part, we've been pretty good. We've been kicking fairly straight, and that is really shown in our results. In terms of score assists, Decker is leading the way with 13, as well as Cadman, who's also got 13. Perryman and Sheasel have 12, and there are 4 players who have 10. So I've been really happy with how much we've been sharing the ball. Everyone's sort of doing their bit, keeping the dream alive. Let's move into the mid-season draft. We'll just pick the best player available. I don't really have anybody in particular that I want to draft, but I say that. Jai Clark is here. He's been playing in the Carlton reserves. He's very good, and he's someone that I considered trading for at an earlier point in this video. So we're going to be adding him to the team in the draft. He's very good, so let's add him. Welcome, Jai. And with our final pick, we're going to be taking another key defender in Lockie Keefe. He did spend some time on our roster in the first season. I think we let him go after that, so we're going to be bringing him aboard. Okay, now that that is done, we're going to be moving towards the second half of the season. We've got the Sir Doug Nicholls round, where we are going to be playing Richmond in this round. We've got Campbell Chesser, who's our sub, who is injured. Caniglio is back. He was injured for a period of time. We'll actually leave him as the sub. Is anybody else back from injury? I don't think so. No, they're not. But yeah, we're up to an 86 overall on the team ranking. We should beat Richmond at home. I'm fairly comfortable of that. And we do beat Richmond at home. Very happy with this result. 115 to 97. We did kick 25 points, which is not ideal, but you take the good with the bad, I suppose. Henry led the way with 3 goals, and Sheasel got 55 touches, so pretty good. I'll meet up with you guys at the end of the regular season. Hopefully we would have secured a top 4 spot by that time. If not, we'll be playing in another elimination final. I really hope we miss the finals now, because I've sort of predicted that we will sort of stay in the finals, but I'm assuming we will. But we'll see what happens. I'll see you guys very shortly. We finish the end of the regular season in 2nd. Very happy with this. We did very well. We went on quite a large winning streak, then we lost the game, and then we went on a big winning streak again. So very happy to end the season as one of the highest scoring teams in the AFL and one of the best defensive teams as well. So very happy with our output this year. If we have a look at the... Actually, I was just on the ladder. What am I talking about? Looks like we're going to play Fremantle in the first qualifying final. We do have it at home, which is good. So I'm very excited to play that. But we'll get into the finals now. I won't look at the statistics just yet. We'll look at those at the end of the season. But one thing I should actually mention is we currently have 9 injuries. Or we did at the end of the last, before the start of the last match, I should say. So if we still have 9 injuries, which we have 7 now, which is good, it's gotten a bit more reasonable. We have sort of been, our midfield has been decimated slightly. Sheasel is back, which is good. So we had to play Bergman as a starting midfielder at some point, which is not ideal. And Jai Clark made his way onto the bench. So Chase Fisher is also back. We're going to bring him in for Jai Clark. I think that's the only change I'm going to make for this final. Everybody else is doing fairly okay. We're not exactly at full strength, but we are close enough. I still feel very confident that we can beat Fremantle at home. I think it's going to be a very close game, but I think we will do very well in the end. Let's simulate, see how we go. We win by 46 points. We don't kick straight, but we're through to the prelim final. Tom Green kicked 4 goals. Harry Sheasel led the ball winners for our team at least. Erasmus for them had 62 touches. A very dominant display by him. Just couldn't translate into a win. Who are we going to play in the preliminary final? We've got North Melbourne, who finished in 4th. We did beat them towards the back end of the season. Pretty comfortably, if I remember. So, Sheasel's out against his old team. That's not ideal. Poor Toby Green's down to a 44 overall, by the way. Caniglio is back, so bring him in for Sheasel. And Carter Hale is also back, so we're going to bring him in for McCasey. I think that's the thing we're going to do. Is anybody else back from injury? I don't think so. We're going to go with this for now. Hopefully we can go one step further than last year, win the prelim final at home. Let's get into it. We win by 6 points. We did not kick straight. They kicked more goals than we did, but it does not matter. We win in the end. We're up by about 20 with not long to go in the fourth quarter. And it almost got away from us. We did win in the end. We are through to the grand final. Who are we going to play? We've got Fremantle again. This time at the MCG. Neither team is at a real advantage. We've played in the grand final more recently in real life. So maybe that's some kind of advantage. I don't know what their injury situation is. Callahan is injured for the grand final. That's not ideal. Hopefully we can bring somebody in. Bergman is there if we need him. We'll bring in Perryman. He seems to be back and healthy. And we will put him on the wing. But Caniglio's out. Silvani's out. Sheasel's out. Not Caniglio, sorry. Sheasel and Silvani are out. Kerno's out. Whitfield's out. Callahan's out. A lot of outs at the moment. But grand finals, they don't come around very often. Can we go 2 for 2 in grand final rebuilds so far? Let's head into the game. Can we do it? Yes, we can! 12-point winners! Cue the music! Oh, how good's that? So very happy. We got the GWS music going on in the background. Very happy with our work so far. We've won the grand final. We're 2 for 2 in grand finals in this series. Very happy. Very happy. It only took us 3 seasons with GWS, which is actually 1 season longer than the Gold Coast video if you haven't watched that yet. But we did very well. Very happy. We kicked 4 goals to 3 in the final quarter to get the job done. We're very consistent, actually. We kicked 4 goals in every quarter, which I suppose you don't really see that often. We were down at halftime by 10. It was the third quarter that made us come back. We did very, very well. Best on ground. Oh, my AirPod has just died. That is very sad. Oh, no, it's back. Caniglio is probably best on ground, 63 touches to his name. Decker did kick 3, as did Kelly. Actually, Kelly's probably best on ground. He kicked 3 goals and got 62. So that is very good. We're going to press on to the Brownlow screen. Looks like Jack Steele and Sam Walsh are joint winners. Do I see any GWS? I do not see any GWS. That is surprising. not a lot of love for GWS. Josh Kelly's down here. Tom Green's down here. Ben Mackay got 10 votes. That's good to see. Joe Danaher led the way for the Coleman. And Ian Decker looks like he led the goal kicking for us. Ben Mackay kicked 30 goals on the year. That is hilarious. And we don't have any Rising Star winners for us. Obviously, we didn't draft anybody that would be eligible, really. In terms of All-Australian, Jack Silvani made it. Ben Mackay made it as a key defender. And O'Keefe made it as a key defender. So we had 3 guys make it. That is a very good season and a good way to end the video. Let's have a look at these statistics quickly before we go. You can see that Tom Green and Ian Decker led the goal kicking with 35 goals this year. Ben Mackay kicked 33, Josh Kelly 31, and then we had 5 guys score 20 or more. In terms of disposal winners, Josh Kelly led the way with 1,200, just over 1,200. Marks was Kelly, tackles was Kelly, clearances was Kelly. Geez, I wonder who won the best and fairest. Oopsie, that's not what I meant to click. I've stuffed up. And hitouts was Coleman, Jones, Flynn, and Bickford, who basically did a pretty good job of sharing the love a little bit. And I will look at accuracy while we're here. We may as well. I know we had a couple of inaccurate games. Mackay kicked 33 goals, 36. So that's not ideal. Kelly kicked 31-30. Jamara did not have his kicking boots this year. 19 goals, 28. But for the most part, everybody else was pretty good. Score assist wise, Kelly led that for 34. Decker got 33. We had 5 with over 20. Very good season. Very happy with our work. But that will do it for today, guys. We did, during the process of me recording this, we did actually have a viewer request for who the next team is going to be. So if you want your team to be done, we're obviously going to do everybody's team at some point. But if you want your team to be done, please leave me a comment. And whichever comment is the most popular, I will do that team next. But based on the comment of that I got in the last video, this team will be up next. Until next time, guys, I hope you have a lovely day. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel as we're trying to get 500 by the end of the year. That is my goal. I've left a little button for you guys to press. Should be there fairly soon if it's not already there. So until next time, guys, I hope you have a lovely day wherever you are in the world. And I'll see you guys then. Bye.